shout out my upper echelonians. In about 2 hours, we about to go into the biggest card of the year. And when I say biggest, I mean the card that got all the stars aligned. This is the best card I've seen on pay-per-view in the last few years. Yeah, they may not be superstars, but they're all stars right here, and the stars have gathered. Shout out to Showtime for putting together one last hurrah on pay-per-view before they go away from the PBC. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button if you haven't, because we're about to get into this breakdown of all these fights right here. We got 6 great fights for tonight. And then if you're a boxing fanatic, you cannot be ashamed or be mad about any of these fights right here, because this card is hit from the top to the bottom, from the preliminaries to the top. You feel what I'm saying? This fight card right here has the makings of something special. And they also said Kamel Moten is on the card. I just don't know when he's fighting, but he's also on the card. You know, Floyd's going to get him out there somewhere, some way. But I don't know exactly when he's showing on the card. But as of right now, this card consists of Michelle Rivera versus Sergey Lipinets at 140. We got Vito Mielnicki Jr., the White Magic, versus Alexis Salazar at 154. We got Lamont Roach versus Hector Garcia at 130 for the belt. We got Sabril Matias versus Shogun Ergashev for the belt at 140. We got Jose Benavidez versus Jamal Charlo at 160. And then we got Booboo Andrade versus the champ, David Benavidez, at 168. First fight up, we got Alexis Salazar, who is 25-5 with 10 knockouts, going against Vito White Magic Mielnicki, who is 15-1 with 10 knockouts. The heavy-handed Vito Mielnicki, they fight at the 154 division. Alexis Salazar was just beat by Xander Zayas in a unanimous decision, so he has enough wherewithal and fight skills to stay into the fight. But Vito Mielnicki, he also trains with Jamal Charlo. He has heavy hands and he has great boxing IQ, and he's there to put this man down. I don't see this fight lasting a distance. I see it being tough, rugged, and competitive, but I have Vito Mielnicki stopping this man early, probably about the 6th or 7th round. Next, we got one of my favorite fights of the night, and probably what's going to close out the preliminary card. We got Michelle Rivera, Junior Ali, who is 24-1 with 14 knockouts, fighting the Samurai, Sergey Lipinets, who is 17-2-1 with 13 knockouts. This is going to be a great fight. Michelle Rivera was a great up-and-coming fighter. His only blemish on his record was to Frank Martin. Now, with that Frank Martin fight, Michelle Rivera looked like a shell of himself. He felt like he was weight drained, and it was time for him to lead the 135 division. Not making an excuse, but he's a great fighter. This is going to be a great task. Now he going against the Samurai, Sergey Lipinets, who has only been stopped by Jaron Bruce Ennis. Yes, Sergey Lipinets, he got beat by Mikey Garcia and Jaron Ennis. Both are world champions. Mikey, a 4-division champion and a Hall of Famer, and Jaron Ennis, a future undisputed Hall of Fame champion. Sergey Lipinets could take punishment. He has power. He came there in his last fight, destroyed Omar Figueroa when Adrian Broner pulled out. This is a hell of a task. If Michelle Rivera can pull this off right here, he is a legitified 140-pounder, because Sergey Lipinets' name is synonymous with greatness up there. No matter how old he gets, he's still a hell of a fighter, and you got to bring your A game when you go against Sergey Lipinets. To kick off the pay-per-view card, we got Lamont Roach versus Hector Garcia. This is an interesting fight. Garcia, whose only loss came from Gervonta Tank Davis, showed that he can box, punch, and he has sublime skills. He beat Chris Colbert, and he also gets in there and he gets dirty. Lamont Roach, his only loss coming from a Jamel Herring, who was destroyed by Shakur Stevenson. This fight is going to be interesting right here. Lamont Roach, he's done increased his skills up. Hopefully that's enough to go against the hard-hitting Dominican, who's going to come through with power. Because Lamont Roach, he's 23-1 with 9 knockouts. We got Hector Garcia, who is 16-1 with 10 knockouts. The power is definitely in Garcia's favor, as well as the skill. You know, Hector Garcia is a former Olympian, former gold medalist with an incredible amateur background. I got Garcia pitching a shutout against Roach. He might stop him, but Roach is defensive savvy, so he knows how to survive. He ain't gonna get stopped. But it's not going to look good. I think Hector Garcia finds him out. He's too technically sound, and he's going to pick him apart early. Now, this right here brings me to the fight that everybody wants to see. We got Shahjahan Ergashev, who is 23-0 with 20 knockouts, going against the hard-hitting, reigning IBF champion Subriel Matias, who is 19-1 with 19 knockouts. Every one of Matias's victories have come from knockouts. Only 3 of Shahjahan Ergashev's fights have went the distance. Yes, we already know this fight is not going to make it to the final bell. Now, this is going to be a great show for Subriel Matias and Ergashev, but I feel like Ergashev, while he's a great fighter, he's never been in there with somebody of the caliber of Subriel Matias. And the weigh-in was electric. He tried to snatch Subriel's belt. It got fire. It got hot. And it's about to go down in Hell's Kitchen when they get in that ring right there. Matias is ready. Ergashev is ready. They don't need no hyping. All they need is the bell to ring, and it's going to go down. I got Matias stopping him in the 8th or 9th round. I feel like he hasn't been in there with this type of firepower. It's going to be bombs over Baghdad when Subriel let it hang, because this man disrespected Subriel's manhood on public TV. Yes, you tried to embarrass me on TV, like Damon Wayans said on the Great White Hype. So now it's about to go down. It's fight night, people. We only got a couple hours away, and we about to see probably the best fight on the card right here. But all the fights on this card is going down. But this right here is going to be a war to remember. Let's say it like this. Subriel Matias is going to stamp his name on the 140 division after this fight right here. His dominance is about to be non-questioned. It's going to be few and far between when people question Subriel Matias after they see what him and Ergashev do. And like I said, Ergashev's a good fighter, but he's not Matias. Now we get to the fight that everybody want to see, the co-main. We got Jermall Charlo coming off his 2-year layoff and mental depression, going against Jose Benavidez. Jose Benavidez, who is 28-2-1 with 19 knockouts, going against the Hitman, 32-0 with 22 knockouts. Jermall Charlo, the 160-pound WBC champion of the world. Yes, Jose has been talking a lot of stuff in the build-up, but now he got to back it up. I feel like Jermall Charlo is going to take him about the 4th, maybe the 5th round to get things going. But when he gets going, he's going to come down like a runaway train going down a deep hill into a valley. He's going to roll over Jose Benavidez once he gets to rolling. Yes, I think he gets his 23rd knockout tonight. Yes, he comes off this layoff and gets his 23rd knockout. Yes, he came in overweight at 166, but you know he's transitioning to become a 168-pounder. And Jose Benavidez is a stepping stone. Yeah, he talked a lot of trash, and he talked about Jermall Charlo getting slapped by Caleb Plant. But what he failed to mention is he also got slapped by Caleb Plant, and they get his straightening back either. But tonight, his ass wrote a check. His mouth wrote a check, that his ass is going to cash. Make sure y'all smash that like, share, and subscribe button as we go into the last fight of the evening. Biggest the what? Biggest the Super Bowl. David and Booboo about to let it unfold. They about to get in, the stories be told. Nah, I was about to go back to my rhyming days, but I ain't going to do it. But check this out, man. This is the biggest fight of the year right here. Booboo versus David Benavidez. If Benavidez wins this, he will be the fighter of the year. He had took down 2 top opponents this year, but he going against the undefeated 32-0 with 19 knockouts, Booboo Andrade. David Benavidez also supports a great record, 27-0 with 23 knockouts. Somebody's old got to go. This is a battle of unbeatens. This is a battle of titans. And at first, I gave David the edge, but Booboo is a full-fledged 168-pounder. He's very strong. He's a big boy. And I wonder if his power carries. David Benavidez, he looked real small at the weigh-in, but I know he's about to rehydrate up something real nasty. Booboo's about to see about an extra 20-30 pounds on Benavidez. And can he handle the power? Can he handle the stamina? Can he handle the pressure? We gonna see. Booboo is an awkward fighter, and David avoided this fight last year, but it was either him or Morrell, so he picked Booboo, the lesser of 2 evils. But this one right here might be the evil that stops the Mexican monster. Because hey, what's how you stop a monster? You send in a bigger monster. So we about to see. Because Booboo was that monster that everybody ducked. And you can say what you want to say, but that man was the most ducked at one time. But now we got one that's most ducked versus another that's most ducked. Let's see who is the goose. This is Upper Echelon. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you at the end of the night.